The passing of Pope Francis has left an air of uncertainty and speculation swirling within and beyond Vatican walls. With his death, the Catholic Church faces critical crossroads, prompting millions worldwide to ask profound and provocative questions about its future. Here we explore 7 mysteries, questions that remain unanswered and could shape the Church profoundly in the decades to come. Number 7. Who will be the next Pope? Following Pope Francis' passing, the question of who will succeed him has become the center of global speculation and intrigue. Francis was known for his progressive stance, emphasizing inclusivity, ecological responsibility, and social justice, often clashing with traditionalist factions within the Church. Cardinals around the world must now grapple with selecting his successor, a choice carrying significant implications for the future direction of Catholicism. Potential candidates span diverse geographic regions, reflecting the global nature of the Church today. Each candidate represents a distinctly different path for the Church, whether it leans toward continuity of Francis' vision or a return to conservative orthodoxy. Observers closely analyze past statements, writings, and actions of potential candidates, attempting to forecast the Church's future direction. The next pope's nationality could also signal shifts in Church priorities. A pope from Africa or Asia might prioritize global poverty, migration, and climate issues differently than a European candidate. With secrecy enveloping the conclave, Catholics and global observers alike await anxiously, contemplating the ripple effects of this historic choice on international diplomacy, social policy, and religious discourse. Number 6. What will happen to Pope Francis' reforms? Pope Francis' papacy was marked by bold attempts at reforming the Church's approach to various global and internal issues, from climate change and social inequality to institutional transparency and accountability. His landmark encyclical, Laudato Si, called for urgent ecological action, challenging entrenched economic and social systems. Yet many of Francis's progressive initiatives encountered resistance from powerful conservative sectors within the Vatican, who viewed his reforms as threats to traditional doctrine and authority. With Francis no longer at the helm, there is significant uncertainty regarding the survival and continuation of these reforms. Will the next pope uphold and build upon Francis's legacy, solidifying these initiatives into lasting change? Or might these reforms face reversal or stagnation, pushed aside in favor of maintaining traditional Catholic structures? The answer will affect not only the Church's global reputation, but also its relevance to younger generations, increasingly concerned with social justice, environmental stewardship, and ethical governance. Number 5. Is there a hidden message in Pope Francis's final letter? Upon his passing, Pope Francis left a final message for the global Catholic community. However, the Vatican's reluctance to reveal details has ignited widespread speculation about potential hidden or symbolic meanings in his message. Theories range from subtle prophetic warnings regarding the Church's future direction to veiled references to internal conflicts and crises. Scholars and theologians dissect every publicly available word, searching for biblical allusions, historical symbolism, or cryptic references possibly intended by Francis. Some suggest that the Vatican itself has deliberately withheld sensitive content, fearing that its revelation could cause institutional turmoil or public outrage. The ambiguity surrounding this letter has intensified intrigue among believers and skeptics alike, fueling debates across online forums, scholarly circles, and parish communities worldwide. Until the Vatican offers more transparency, the profound mysteries embedded in Francis' final communication will persist, capturing imaginations and provoking continuous reflection and analysis. Number 4. How will the Church respond to calls for modernization? The question of modernization within the Catholic Church has never been more pressing. Pope Francis initiated groundbreaking conversations around priestly celibacy, women's ordination, LGBTQ+ acceptance, and communion for divorced Catholics, inciting vigorous debate across the global community. With his passing, advocates for modernization wonder if the Church will continue down this path or retreat to more conservative stances. Many Catholics hope the Church will adapt to contemporary realities, fostering inclusivity and addressing current social dynamics directly. Conversely, conservative members argue that maintaining traditional values preserves Catholic identity, amid changing societal norms. The next pope faces an immense challenge balancing tradition with innovation, decisions that will significantly impact the Church's ability to retain relevance among youth and secularized societies. How the Church ultimately navigates these contentious issues will either reinforce its moral authority or risk exacerbating alienation and declining membership in key global regions. Number 3. Will the Vatican's internal divisions worsen? During Pope Francis's tenure, significant ideological rifts within the Vatican became increasingly apparent, marked by intense disagreements between progressive reformists and conservative traditionalists. Francis often acted as a unifying figure, tempering internal conflicts through diplomatic mediation. However, his absence raises concerns about whether these internal tensions will intensify, potentially fracturing the Church's unity and stability. Some fear that without Francis's calming presence, factions within the Vatican could resort to overt power struggles, undermining institutional coherence and weakening the Church's global influence. Conversely, this critical juncture may present an opportunity for internal reconciliation and meaningful dialogue, enabling diverse voices within Catholicism to seek common ground. The dynamics unfolding in the wake of Francis' death will shape the Church's organizational health, determining whether it emerges stronger and more cohesive or fragmented and vulnerable to external criticism and internal dissent. Number 2. What secrets remain in the Vatican archives? The Vatican's secretive archives have long captivated historians, scholars, and conspiracy enthusiasts alike, often becoming a source of intense speculation. Pope Francis notably opened portions of these archives, especially those relating to controversial periods like World War II. Despite this unprecedented openness, significant sections remain hidden from public scrutiny, prompting continuous intrigue about what revelations might still lie undisclosed. Could further openness under a new pope reveal documents illuminating pivotal historical events? Or would increased transparency risk exposing sensitive information, damaging to the Church's public image? How the Church handles archival transparency will greatly affect its credibility and historical accountability. The approach of the next pope towards these sensitive archives could either reinforce perceptions of an institution committed to truth and reconciliation, or perpetuate suspicion and skepticism among the global public. Number 1. Is Pope Francis' vision for a unified Christianity still possible? One of Pope Francis' most cherished objectives was promoting ecumenical unity among various Christian denominations. His passionate advocacy for interfaith dialogue aimed at healing centuries-old divisions and fostering cooperative relationships across faith traditions. However, following his death, uncertainty surrounds the future of this ecumenical mission. Will subsequent leadership sustain this vision, actively pursuing unity and dialogue, or will traditional doctrinal barriers reemerge, hindering progress toward Christian solidarity? The continuation of Francis' legacy on ecumenism holds profound implications not only for the Church's role in global religious discourse, but also for its moral influence in addressing contemporary social, ethical, and political issues through unified Christian collaboration. These unanswered questions leave the Catholic faithful, and indeed the entire world, watching closely for the Church's next steps.